When you hear the name Toyota, what comes to mind? Probably reliable, efficient, maybe even sensible cars. Well, what if I told you the company that makes the Corolla is gearing up to take on Rolls-Royce? So let's dive into Toyota's massive, and I mean massive, ultra-luxury gamble. I mean, just think about it for a second. On one hand, you have Toyota, the undisputed king of mass market reliability. And then, way over on the other side of the automotive universe, you've got Rolls-Royce, the absolute pinnacle of bespoke, handcrafted luxury. These two worlds could not be further apart. So how in the world is Toyota planning to bridge that massive gap? Well, for starters, they're coming in with a huge dose of confidence. Listen to this quote from one of their lead designers. "They are more than elegant. They are a statement." I mean, that's not about just building a nice car, right? That's about creating a presence, a statement piece. That's the mindset they're bringing to this fight. And this whole gamble, it has a name. Century. Toyota is launching it as a brand new standalone brand. And its mission? To compete at the very, very top of the automotive food chain. Now look, this isn't their first rodeo in the luxury space. We all remember when they launched Lexus nearly 40 years ago, and that was a huge success. But this is a whole different ballgame. This is them basically saying, okay, we conquered luxury, now we're going for ultra luxury. So if you're sitting there thinking, I've never heard of Century, well, you're not alone. And that's kind of by design. Because while this whole thing feels brand new, it actually has a long, very quiet, and super exclusive history. You see, for more than half a century, the Century has been Japan's best-kept secret. I'm talking about the go-to limousine for emperors, prime ministers, top execs, basically anyone who wanted the ultimate in luxury, but without all the flash of a European brand. It was all about this quiet, understated, discreet kind of prestige. And just get a load of the pace of development here. The original launch was in 1967, the first major update, 1997, the second, 2018. We're talking 20 to 30 years between updates. This was a brand that moved at a glacial pace. And that just goes to show you how absolutely radical this new global relaunch is. They're going from a dead stop to light speed. Okay, so to even think about competing with a brand like Rolls-Royce, you can't just build a car. It has to be something more, an experience, an art form. And that's where Century is going to focus, on extreme, bespoke craftsmanship. Their whole philosophy is something they call one of one. What that means is pretty simple. No two cars will be the same. Every single vehicle is a completely personalized, customized package, built to the owner's exact wishes. We're not talking about just picking options from a list here. This is about co-creating your car from the ground up. And if you want a real, tangible example of that obsession, the concept car's exterior has 60 layers of paint. Not 6, 60. I mean, at that point, you're not really manufacturing anymore. You're creating a piece of art. And to really stand out, they are leaning heavily into their Japanese heritage. For example, the interior is going to feature traditional techniques like the atsugi process. This is this incredible method of woodworking that's so precise, the seams between the pieces of wood, they literally vanish. It creates this absolutely perfect, seamless finish that a machine just can't replicate. And the design itself, it's completely unconventional. The main doors slide open. They don't swing. There are even smaller rear sliding doors for the back seats. Get this, there's no rear window. And you won't find a single Toyota badge anywhere, just that iconic Phoenix logo for the Century brand. It seems like every single element was designed to be different and to put the passenger's comfort above everything else. So, okay, the craftsmanship sounds amazing, but that's one thing. Making it a viable business, that's another entirely. And that brings us to the big questions, right? The price, the powertrain, and who exactly is this car for? All right, with a starting price that's going to be north of $200,000, the Century is aiming right at the same global elite who are buying cars like the Bentley Continental GT. But check out the key difference in philosophy here. Where Bentley is all about bespoke performance, Century is betting the entire farm on bespoke craftsmanship. Now, what's under the hood? Well, they're keeping their options open. This is classic Toyota, really. The Century brand is going to follow their multi-pathway approach. It's a smart move that lets them hedge their bets and serve different markets around the world, whether the future of luxury turns out to be gas, hybrid, or fully electric. And that really is the multi-million-dollar question for the brand's identity, isn't it? Are they going to launch with the silent, effortless torque of an EV to define what modern luxury feels like? Or will they stick to something more traditional? The choice they make here is going to say a lot about where this brand is headed. So, you take all of this, the history, the craftsmanship, the strategy. What does it all add up to? Is this just some cool niche project? Or could this genuinely shake up our idea of what a luxury car can even be? Well, Toyota is being incredibly smart and cautious about it. They're not just going to flood the global market all at once. The plan is to launch in their home turf, Japan, first. From there, they'll just watch. They'll gauge the success, see how the brand is received, and only then will they even start to consider expanding to other huge markets like China and the US. And really, that leaves us with this final big question. Toyota is betting that a new, incredible standard of Japanese craftsmanship can build a legacy from scratch that's powerful enough to challenge the old guard of Europe. But in a world where 100 years of heritage is everything, can pure, obsessive craftsmanship actually win? Well, I guess we're all about to find out.